Hello everyone, it's Melanie. I'm a little behind on videos and it's kind of confusing for me right now to try to tell you what I've been up to because I have been recording videos, I just haven't been uploading them. I keep recording videos and then I feel like they need so much editing that I get behind and I don't want to do them. So I'm going to try to just make a one-take video today. And it's just going to be a little bit of what I've been doing. Hello to all my new subscribers. Thank you for joining, and I hope you find something inspiring. I made hours, I think, of video on making these little ephemera folios based on the one that Gail Augustinelli made. So I thought, okay, I want to make one of those because I have this little folio that I made myself a while back to keep things in. Specifically, I made this for when I travel because I have a bag of things that I take with me. And when I mean travel, I mean if I'm going to be in the car for more than 15 minutes and I'm not driving. To me, that's travel. So if that's the case, then I'm taking a journal or something to do. But I made this one a while back, and it's just a piece of cardstock. And then I sewed on transparency sheets and made little pockets. And I filled it up with goodies. And then I stitched on this piece of fabric and made this little fabric flap because I thought if I fill it up, and I know I'm going to be throwing it in my bag and that kind of thing, then I could cover the tops of the pockets, cover the top with this piece of fabric, and then when I close it, nothing falls out in my bag, is what I was thinking. So I do like this one, but after I saw Gail's, I thought, oh, I should try and make one like that. So let's see, this is the first one that I made, and it, just like Gail's, it has a 1.5 inch spine. It has 2 signatures, but I only put 2 pages per signature in mine, and I probably could have gone ahead and put 3 pages per signature. But it's constructed, for the most part, pretty much like Gail's. I did my spine a little different. I didn't use any carpet tape or anything, and I stitched, it's hard to see because my thread is yellow. Can you even see it? So I stitched my spine on, and I've got tons of video I can show you if anyone's interested how I did it. It's a little smaller. For some reason, I guess just in her videos, it seemed a lot larger to me than what it turns out when you make it with a 12 by 12 paper. But anyway, this is the first one that I made, and for a closure, I kind of went, hers closes with some seam binding, and I grabbed this. This is a piece of vintage ribbon that I had, and that's the length that it already was. But so that was my first one, and then I made another one, and this one I made with a little heavier cardstock on the outsides, and so doing the making these sewn pockets on all these takes so long, and that's what got me so frustrated with editing the video and whatnot, was that I had all these instructions that I made myself and all these different versions with all this spacing, and then I had it planned out where you could masking tape all the pockets on, and then you could sew it, and you were basically sewing both sides of the page at the same time, and it works great. It just takes a long time because you've got to set it all up, make sure everything's lined up. Anyway, so for the next one, I decided I'm just going to glue the transparencies on. And let me show you here's what I mean for transparencies. These are 3M transparency film, and I bought them at Goodwill. See, I think there's 100 in a box, and I have 3 boxes of these. So this is what I use. I use these all the time in my journals. I really like them. But this is what I was gluing on. So I glued them just like Gail did with the art glitter glue. She was using sheet protectors though, so hers was a little bit different. But as soon as I started to put things in it, it started to pull away at this top corner. So then I was frustrated because I had glued all these in, and so I just went through and put a staple on each corner there. So each piece has a little staple to make sure that it's gonna hold in place, like there. But then with the staples, the problem was the pages catch on each other. So I don't know if you can tell, it's like the pages are all kind of torn up, and that's because the staples keep catching on each other. So this was iteration number 2, and I did the closure just a little bit different on that one. So for the third one, I decided I was going to go ahead and glue the pockets on because it was so much faster. I mean, I could glue pockets on and make all 4 pages for this signature in the amount of time that it took me to make like 1 or 2 of these with it sewn. So what I did this time was I went and glued them all on, and then once the glue was dry, I just stitched all the way down the side to hold the pockets on at that little pressure point. So there's, you know, when you pull up on it, I guess maybe, I don't know, that just seems like this is the spot where it was getting most of the pressure. So that seemed to work. And the cool thing about that was, unlike sewing all of it on where it has to be the exact same layout on both sides of the page, on this one, like I have 3 pockets on this side and just 2 pockets on this side. But then when I just sew down the side, it reinforces it, and it doesn't matter what the pocket layout is on either side. So this was my most recent version, and I was thinking I'm going to put a closure on this. I'm going to try one similar to a traveler's notebook elastic. So I think I want to try that because I've been getting in and out of this one a lot, and I'll show you all that in a minute. But I don't like having to tie and retie the bow. That's taking way too long. So I think I'm going to put an eyelet in here. Although I might need 2 if I want to, because usually with a traveler's notebook, you just tie this in a knot and put it through, which I think I'm going to do that first, just to see if it even works. And then, okay, I'm just going to make a hole right here in the middle. And then I'll thread my, let's make it just a little bit bigger. And then I'll see if I can thread this through. Do a little cheat here to pull it through. Just take a scrap of something that's on a needle and just, this was some that was left over on the needle, and I just tied it into a loop, and then I can put the elastic through the loop. And then I'm going to go this way, just go through, and that way it makes it really much easier trying to get the elastic through the hole. And it's very tight, but I want it to be, because I don't want it to pull through. I may have to make the hole just a tiny bit bigger. Oh, I know why. Because I've got that knot going through at the same time as my hole. I don't want that. Oh, guys, this is why I can't make a one-take video. Because now I want to edit all of this out. Ugh. But I promise you, there you go. I promise it works. Scissors. So just put a little overhand knot in this, just like with the traveler's notebook, the Midori's, and then pull this through, and I can always tighten it if I need to. But I think I'm gonna like that a lot better than the ribbon closure, because it'll keep it closed and then I can just pull it off and on. And let's see, you can also, I'll make it tighter, and I'll just leave this on here so I can untie this knot if once it gets fatter. So there, I like that better. That's so much easier than doing it this way. So I think actually I'm gonna pull this out, take this ribbon out. And this elastic that I use is just this elastic cord that I get, I think from Joann's, or this kind of actually looks like, yeah, this came from the Dollar Tree. And these I think came from the jewelry department at Joann's. So I'm just gonna pick something I have a lot of. And let's see, trim that. And for this one, because I've already have those two eyelets there, so I think I'll just I'll put it in this side, and then push it through to the center. So once I made these little ephemera folios, I was like, oh, now I need some stuff to put in them. And last week I had started making stuff for some stickers. So then I've kind of been on this kick with making, that's way too loose, making stickers. I'm kind of a sticker obsessed. Yeah, I like that too, because that stays closed. There, that works good. And then if it gets, if it's too loose or too tight, then I can just loosen this knot and fix it. So with my little ephemera folios, I was thinking, oh, I need some stuff. So now we're gonna switch to a journal with me. Let's see. So my journal, I left you guys, I think, on this day, Cinco de Mayo. And since then, I haven't been up to a lot. I haven't been doing much. This was when my daughter moved back home from school, though. And I went, the city where she goes to school has a place called, a store that sells, it's called Scrap. And they sell secondhand craft supplies. It's really a cool store. I think it's actually a non-profit too. But I bought a bunch of vintage vintage wrapping paper there. So I cut out some things from the wrapping paper, and then this is just I made a copy of this that I have off of an old greeting card and put that on there. This was moving her out of her dorm room, and then this was when she came back home, and this fabric has little houses on it, so that was when she came home. On Mother's Day, we went by Dollar Tree, and they had these Playmobil figures, which I love Playmobil. But I say we, my daughter had nothing to do. She bought the first one, and I was like, oh, go back and get me a couple, because I have all those little figurines and stuff around my computer. And so anyway, when all was said and done, this is kind of embarrassing, but when all was said and done, I had, I shouldn't even tell y'all, I spent $17 on these little Playmobil blind bags so that I can try and get the whole set. And I didn't get the whole set. I didn't get this crossbow girl, and I didn't get this baker, and we didn't get the witch, but we have multiples of some of the others. But anyway, they're adorable, and I have them sitting over by my computer. They're really cute. So if you see them at your Dollar Tree, these Playmobil figures, totally worth it. For Mother's Day, I got a new lemon tree, and I just kind of journaled about that, and I did some workout outside in my garden. So I just took some pictures of that and put those in. Let's see, this day I made some more collage kind of pages, and I put that in my Etsy shop. So this was the day, May 15th. This was the day I decided I was going to make stickers. So these are images that I cut out, you know, using Photoshop and stuff from some of these vintage seed catalogs. So I don't think I have a whole full sheet. But basically what I did was go in, find an image find a flower that I liked, and then cut it out, you know, in the computer and erase all the background and stuff, and then made stickers. So the 15th, that's basically all I did that day, and I put, just put stickers on the page. This day, this was really cute. My husband, actually, he ran to the store and we needed toilet paper, and he grabbed some toilet paper at the store, and he came in and he said, "Look, I got you something for your junk journal." And it was cracking me. It was so funny, but he tore this little duck off the toilet paper package and gave it to me. And he said, "Look, you can put that in your journal." And he was kind of so proud of himself, and it was so cute. So anyway, I put the little duck from the toilet paper in there. And since my daughter came home, she's got me going to get boba a lot. So I've had way too many boba teas since she got home. This was just me journaling about journaling and sketching and stuff. This was so then I'm using all these stickers. Haven't had a lot going on. Skipped a few days here. This is the 19th, and then it skips to the 22nd. And for this day, there were, these are just some things I had laying around my desk. So I just glued them on kind of collage style. And I said, I have nothing to write about that day. But the other thing I did that day, so that was the 22nd, I bought a package of scrapbook paper that had sheets that have all these cute little stamp things in them. And so I went through I cut the page apart, you know, and cut out all these tiny little stamps. And it's a paper pack I got at Joann's. Hang on, I'll get it. It's this mid-century modern Park Lane papery. I think I may have, oh, there's the other one. So that's what it looks like. But I just loved these little stamps because I love stamps. And you know, I have another printable that I did that I haven't sold. I haven't put in my Etsy shop, but it's vintage stamps, and they all have flowers on them. So I went through and cut these out on that day, May 22nd. And then since then, let's see, yesterday, May 23rd, I started making some of my own stamps as stickers, because I had been making all these where'd the flowers go? So I've been making all the flower stickers. Well, then yesterday I started making some postage stamp stickers. So I just went through my files and found vintage images, mostly things that like these that I had cut out from the seed catalogs and stuff, and just turned them into little postage stamp stickers. Oh, I love them. And then I have to say, I'm still, my hands are still kind of shaking from being so angry earlier, because I worked on these earlier, and my vector graphics software, the Photoshop, Illustrator, that stuff, it's set up to autosave regularly. But I made a whole bunch of these, a little bigger, with vintage fashion kind of things going on, and I had, they were so cute. And then my computer, something started updating on my computer and just totally bogged it down, and my program shut down and it didn't save any of it. So I lost it, but I'm gonna go back through. I wanna make some more of these. And I just cut those apart. Let's see, I guess I've cut them. Oh, here's some. So So I was just cutting them apart like this, and then cutting them down into little singles. And I made them with, this is the same, kind of the same set of stamps, but I made them with different colored backgrounds. Like this one's an ivory, that one's pink, and that one's green, or blue. That way, since I'm not gonna take the time to cut the little edges off, and the other ones I did had we'll get to it, I'll show you. I'm gonna go back and do some more of them. But anyway, these were a lot of fun to make. And if anyone's interested, I can put this in my Etsy shop as a printable. And you can print your own little stamps. And just in case you're wondering, this is the label paper I bought. I bought this quite a while back at onlinelabels.com. And it's not scored on the back, so they're not particularly easy to separate, but of course now that I'm trying it on camera, it won't be at all. But it's not bad. They're not bad at all, really. Let's see. Guess I'll stick that one there. Okay, so that was kind of this journey. That was yesterday, and then I made a whole bunch more. I made birds, I'll show them to you, birds and butterflies and things like that, and then I made some lists of things that I would like to put on my handmade stamps. This was also yesterday. I did another little neon kind of, and it's so bright and fun. These are some of the paints that I used. But when I made a copy of it, and it's not a scan, it's just a copy. When I made the copy of it, the neon didn't come through. But anyway, I just put a copy of it in there to remind me of when I did it. And here's what I've done so far for today. I ate we had coffee cakes from the Black Rooster Bakery, and then I just put a scrap of the painty paper that I had left over from doing this. So that's kind of where I am in my journal. I just haven't been doing a lot, so I don't have a lot to write about. But I have definitely gone crazy when it comes to the sticker making business, because so this journal has, okay, this is the one with the sewn, and I don't have anything in it yet. This one has ephemera in it that's not sticky. This is just paper ephemera of things that I've printed out, you know, not physical, like actual vintage tickets and things like that. So that's what's in this one. And then this one I'm making this is gonna be all stickers. So once I started making these, oh my goodness, I was like, oh, they look so pretty in here. So I have been cutting out, and I'm gonna have such a super year's supply, I guess, of stickers. So I've got roses, I've got blue flowers, flowers on stems. Here's some seed catalog covers that I printed. Oh, and here you can kind of see, so like here's one of the seed catalog images that I found online, and then this is the rose right there that I cut out on the computer to make the sticker. And this is white sticker paper. So I know a lot of people don't like stark white like that, but I also tried this and just did a little vintage photo on the edges. That's kind of strong, but you can totally, because the white is just on the edges, you can totally kind of knock down the starkness of that white. But anyway, so there's roses and blue flowers, flowers with stems, seed catalogs. These are bouquets, pink flowers, more just a variety. And then I started doing birds. So then I started finding birds online. A lot of these are Audubon, John James Audubon illustrations. So then I have bird pages, pockets of birds, some butterflies, more birds, bird nests, and then I've been putting my little stamp things that I make in the back. So I am hooked on these, and I'm going to have to go back and remake the ones that I made that had images of, like, I did some that had 50s and some that had like 1700s. Anyway, so this is what I've been doing with them in the computer is I'll put them together once I carve it out, you know, cut it out of the thing, then I can print them and I can flip them, so I've got them in multiple orientations, like, you know, facing right, facing left, and then I put them so I've got them in different sizes. And I've been really tried to be really cognizant of making sure that there's room to cut them all out. And you could definitely go through and completely fussy cut, but I don't have time for that. And the little white margin around the outside doesn't bother me, but there's something about even just the act of cutting these out. I've been watching Netflix and cutting, and it's very peaceful. I think I'm going to work on some more postage stamp ideas to make my own little postage stamps. And oh, I do have, this is rambling, I'm already at 27 minutes. I do have some Golden Book Encyclopedia journals ready for my shop. I have both of these, and then I have this one, which I experimented with a little bit larger spine. And I have some flip-through videos of these. They're not narrated, and they're not... Anyway, I might make them public so you can see them. But I think I'm going to put... I don't know when I'm going to put these in my shop. You know what? I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to put these 3 Golden Book Encyclopedia junk journals with their respective ephemera packs and such. I'm going to put them in my shop tomorrow, which is Saturday, May 25th at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, so that's the deal. That's what I'm going to do. So if you're interested in one of these, I'll make the video, the flip-through videos, although they're kind of boring. I'll make the flip-through videos public, and then they'll be in my Etsy shop Saturday, May 25th at 10 a.m. That'll give me some time to put the listings together. That's the part, you know, I love doing this. I love making these. I don't like taking the pictures of them and having to write the listings and all that businessy stuff. I don't like any of that. Oh, I could put some of these new stickers in there. So anyway, that's all I've got going on, guys. Thanks for watching. And again, thanks to all my new subscribers. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.